everyone, and welcome back to Plyos Ultra Pitching. We have another pitching warm-up routine for my elite pitchers out there. So my pitchers who are pitching at least 80% strikes consistently in their practice sessions. These pitchers should definitely have at least 2 pitches in addition to their fastball. And again, just like I said with the other videos, you can warm those up alongside each of these drills with your fastball, or you can choose to warm up your fastball first the whole time and then come back through and warm up your next pitch with these same drills. Totally up to you, pitcher's preference. These drills are going to look different than our beginner and intermediate pitchers, and that's because as an elite pitcher, I expect my elite pitchers to have more body awareness and body control and a lot more hip involvement. My beginner pitchers, you'll notice a lot of the drills start out more stationary because we're really trying to feel the different positions throughout the pitch. By the time you're an elite pitcher, I hope that you can feel your hips shifting and moving and rotating throughout your pitch. So with that being said, our elite pitchers, when we are warming up our wrist snap, I'm actually going to have them start out facing sideways as opposed to start out in our power K position. The reason for this is we're going to get our hips involved from the very first drill that we do with our elite pitchers. So the net is still going to be my target, and I'm still going to bring my hands into this kind of W position with the ball facing up towards the sky back behind me. And what we're going to do is, as my hand, I couldn't think of that word for a moment, as my hand is coming back for the ball to face up, my left foot, this is going to be my front foot, the foot that I land with, is going to lift, land, and turn so the toes are now facing towards the net. So I start with the toes facing towards you. I'm going to take a step and turn with my toes facing towards the net, which will then give my hips the space needed to continue to turn as I move through the wrist snap. So in slow motion, I'm not going to throw the ball just yet, but this is what it's going to look like. We're going to come up, land. So by the time that our elbow is coming straight through, we've initiated this hip turn already. So this is what it'll look like if I do throw the ball. You can also break it down like I just did. Sometimes I do like to separate my shoulders, step with my hips, and then come through just to work on the sequencing. Especially if you're just warming up for a game, that might be something helpful for you as well, so that you can get your body doing what you want it to do. So arms first, step, hips, release. As you warm up, you can start to make it more fluid. Once we are feeling good with our wrist snap and our hips, we're going to move back and we're going to work on our nasty nester drill again. For elite pitchers, I really like using this drill to feel our hip and our body rotation throughout the pitch. So we're still swinging forward and backwards, but what I really am looking for these pitchers to feel is as they are landing, their hips are going to open slightly, just like it did in the drill before, but we're going to initiate and turn our back knee, the knee of our drag foot, towards our target as we come down to snap the ball off. A little extra detail that I did not include in the intermediate pitchers, because for the intermediates, we're just looking to start getting our body moving. For elite pitchers, I really want you to feel that hip engagement engage before you're coming down to release that ball. Adds a lot more power to your pitch when you use your hips. After we do our wrist snaps and our nasty nester drill, we'll then move back to again do long toss. And the reason I add this for all experience levels, beginners, intermediates, and elite, is because I love this drill. Really, I think that this is a great drill to build strength as a pitcher and to really loosen up your whole body. So for long toss, again, we're going to do this in the form of walkthrough. So we're going to start where your full motion would be, and we're going to walk through the pitch. So right, left, right, pitch. If you want more details about walkthroughs, check out the videos I'm going to link below. Then we're going to get the ball back from our catcher, take a few steps back, and then pitch again with a walkthrough. And then we're going to start moving in, get the ball back from our catcher. I was back here. Yeah, I moved in to up here. Incrementally move in till you're at your starting position. You can maybe do a couple walkthroughs from here to feel your hip movement again. Nasty Nester, we started stationary to feel our hips engaging. When we're walking through, I want you to feel as you're coming forward, your hips turning, and then you engaging this back leg, this back knee to bring it back in line towards your catcher. So for my elite pitchers, I really focus on hip rotations. For my beginner pitchers, I still focus on hip rotations, but I do really have to focus on wrist snaps as well. By the time you're an elite pitcher, you should have a really solid wrist snap. Once you are done with your long toss walkthroughs, you can get to your full motion distance and start pitching full motion to get ready for the game. One thing I will say is if you choose to, at that point, you can either come back in and start warming up all of your other pitches, or if you chose to warm up all of your other pitches in parallel, I would avoid doing your changeup when you're doing long toss, because we don't want to start practicing letting that ball go too late. And I would be cautious with some other pitches doing long toss. So if you can go really far back with your fastball, that's awesome. I found that a lot of times I need to stop a little bit earlier throwing like a curveball or a screwball or something with long toss, just so that you're not reaching forward to try to get it. You really want to make sure for your other pitches, those spins stay nice and tight. So just a word of caution, you can certainly do those pitches when you do your walkthroughs, but with long toss, be a little bit more conservative about when you stop when you're working on your other extra pitches. I hope that this was helpful for you guys. Again, we're going to do, for elite pitchers, really focusing on that hip rotation. For beginners, it's also very important, but really focusing on that wrist snap. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section below. I'm happy to answer them. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, where we put out weekly videos to help all of you learn how to pitch and be better athletes. If you have already subscribed, a really big thank you. We have a lot of exciting things coming your way, so make sure you stay tuned. And I will see you guys next week. As always, plus ultra!